May be behaving badly. It hasn't been confirmed, but if it's confirmed, look, they know the consequences. Consequences will be very powerful, maybe more powerful than the last time.
National security and military analyst Dr. Rebecca Grant joins me now. Dr. Grant, great to have you on the program. It's important to note that right now there are intense protests throughout Iran over the horrific economy there. So is now actually the perfect time to strike regime targets in Iran in light of the internal protests against the regime?
Well, it would be great to have that terrible regime gone. But I think President Trump's priority right now is to make sure that Iran's military capabilities stay batted down. He could not have been more clear at Mar-a-Lago, warning that if Iran gets back into nuclear mischief, there will be another strike. I think he also probably discussed some sensitive intelligence with Netanyahu about Iran's missile production capabilities, which are much more extensive, spread throughout the country. And hey, the 509th Bomb Wing and the B-2s are ready to do whatever is necessary. Trump will let nothing stand in the way of progress on Gaza and the Abraham Accords.
Well, let's get to Gaza now. As for what's next there, here's what President Trump stated. Listen.
I'm not concerned about anything that Israel's doing. I'm concerned about what other people are doing or maybe aren't doing. But I'm not concerned. They've lived up to the plan. They're strong. They're solid. And sometimes they don't understand when somebody violates something that you want to give them a second chance. Well, we'll give them a couple of second chances. But no, Israel's lived up to the plan 100%.
The president went on to say the next phase of the plan in Gaza could happen quickly if Hamas disarms. Do you see that happening?
That is going to take an international stabilization force. Now, Trump's message is 100% support for Israel. Trump could not be more supportive of Israel. But this plan calls for de-radicalizing Gaza, bringing in international troops. And this, I'm afraid, may take some U.S. planning and organizing, not U.S. troops on the ground, but helping out with the command and control. And it's time for Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, and others to step up and provide that force. Good news is more aid trucks are going into Gaza, but we've still got to get that place calmed down in order to proceed.
We live in a complicated world, from the Middle East now to Venezuela, where President Trump said the U.S. attacked a Venezuelan dock, which was used to load boats with drugs. This was the first land strike in the conflict with Venezuela by the Trump administration, and it was reportedly carried out by the CIA. So that begs the question, Dr. Grant, do U.S. troops on the ground come next?
I think we can handle this with airstrikes and a whole bunch of other methods. Don't forget, we've had the USS Gerald R. Ford, the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group there. And President Trump was briefed on a set of targets in Venezuela back in mid-November. Todd, it's all part of his plan to squeeze Maduro's money machine. We love to see Maduro gone, but no question, Trump will clean up that narco trafficking and the illegal migration that has been such a threat to the United States.
If you are Maduro, how much time does Maduro have left as the leader of Venezuela, or the de facto leader of Venezuela, even though he lost the election?
Yeah, he stole that election, and I think his days are numbered because he's running out of money. There's an airspace blockade. He can't fly cash in and out. Russia and China, his so-called buddies, are not going to bail him out. And the sanctions on the tankers mean that his oil revenue is going to be choked. Of course, China being the one that buys most of that oil. I think Maduro's days are numbered, and we'd love to see a much better future for Venezuela. But make no mistake, Trump has put a big emphasis on the Western Hemisphere, and he'll continue to do what it takes.
The Monroe Doctrine in full effect. Dr. Rebecca Grant, thank you so much. Ashley.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.